Hi, I'm Devin, field reporter for Think Trees TV. Think Trees TV is the broadcast division of the Manitoba Forestry Association. The channel covers a variety of environmental education topics. Today, we're talking about water. It's the lifeblood of our planet. None of us, people, plants, animals, can survive without it. The freshwater ecosystem is one of the most essential and complicated systems we have to look after. To understand freshwater ecosystems, aquatic scientists have developed techniques that are used to sample the physical, chemical, and biological components of these systems. Today's episode will demonstrate how to measure two very important physical factors that affect both chemistry and biology of an ecosystem: solar radiation and water temperature. While there is a broad spectrum of wavelengths in solar radiation, it is the photosynthetically available portion that drives photosynthesis in algae and aquatic plants. The depth to which this radiation penetrates is a measure of water transparency and estimates the potential for photosynthesis within a water column. A Secchi disk can be used as a simple but useful tool to measure water transparency. Over time, repeated sampling can determine whether the penetration of solar radiation is changing. It can also be used to compare the penetration of solar radiation in different water bodies. Remember, because our eye serves as the sensor, for the disk to be visible at depth, the light being detected by our eye must travel down through the water column, reflect off the disk, and travel back to our eye. This means that there is actually sufficient water transparency for the photosynthesis to occur down to a depth of approximately twice the observed Secchi depth. Let's see how to correctly use a Secchi disk. Using a metered line, suspend the disk horizontally above the water. Note the point at which the disk disappears from view using the markings on the line. Repeat this process 3 times and average the recorded depths. Determining the depth at which photosynthesis can take place gives us an indication of how productive a given body of water may be. The other physical factor we are covering today is water temperature. Water temperature is important because it affects the metabolism or internal life processes of many species living in the water. At warmer temperatures, animals tend to be more active than at cooler temperatures. Many species will feed more and grow faster in warmer water. Temperature variations will also affect the mixing of the water between the surface and lower depths, which in turn will affect the concentration of dissolved oxygen at depth. To measure water temperature and temperature changes with increasing depth, limnologists, people who study freshwater systems, often use an electronic thermometer with a temperature sensor connected to a cable marked at measured intervals. For the purposes of this video, we'll conduct our temperature measurements from the dock. When using a boat, be sure you're anchored properly and wearing an approved personal flotation device. This permits the limnologist sitting in the boat floating on the surface to lower the sensor through the water column, recording the temperature at various depths to provide a profile or graph of the temperature versus depth. By repeating such profiles over time, a heat budget can be calculated for the water body, providing an indication of how much heat energy is present in the water to drive internal mixing and metabolic processes. Begin by turning the thermometer on. Place the temperature sensor in the water and see that the sensor readout indicates the device is acclimatizing to the water temperature. Note and record this near-surface temperature. Lower the sensor further to a predetermined depth using the markings on the metered cable. Hold the sensor steady at this depth until the temperature reading on the meter is stable. Note and record the temperature at depth. Repeat as required at various places in the waterway at the desired depth. So you see, measuring water temperature is relatively simple and inexpensive, but the information provided is vital to understanding the complex dynamics within an aquatic ecosystem. There are companion water segments like this on the Think Trees TV channel. Think Trees TV also covers a wide variety of environmental education topics, so have a look at the menu for other segments that may interest you. I'm Devin, reporting for Think Trees TV, and remember, when you're out and about, think trees.